All right, welcome back to About Even, Punters and Dribblers, the number one betting show on planet Earth, brought to you by our good friends at Ned's, the only place that we like to bet. And if we are having a bet, we do it with Ned's, but we do it responsibly. And we thank Ned's once again for their support of the greatest betting show on planet Earth, number one in the country and in the world, number one betting show. Back again for another week to tackle all things rugby league. No golf this week. We are going to do a bit of UFC. Two Aussies taking on the world, Tai Tuivasa, Rob Whittaker. But joining me as always on the show, Edward Simpson of Hello Sport fame and of greying gracefully fame. Sebo to my right, and of course the random stats guy, Monsieur Corbet. How are we all today?
Terrific. Yep. Absolutely terrific. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for the introduction, Tom. I always get a wave when you introduce me. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? You go to wave to me?
I go to wave, and then I go, don't wave, buddy. You don't need to wave.
No, you've been doing this for long enough to know that waving not
important, but just wanted the punter and the dribbler to know that I feel a need to wave to you. I don't know. We're connected in some way.
So do you more mean like if they're offended by the fact you're not waving, don't be offended because you are wanting to, but you also don't feel it's necessary?
I'm curtailing a wave. I just want you to know that.
Do you want to give him a wave? There you go. We happy now? Are we all happy?
I think we're all happy. We're all happy.
We're going to have to be happy.
Are you making sense of this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. The wave definitely on. Sometimes I do it. But
yeah.
Can I say something, mate, if I may?
You may.
I haven't done this show yet with you, and you sit to my left, and I'm quite enjoying that.
Thank you.
I haven't done this show yet with you wearing no hat.
Yes, I know.
You have come on this week
not
wearing a hat, and I've got to tell you, it's a fucking strong head.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
When
you.
he walked in today, I was like, fuck.
You know, I've just come. I've come back from Adelaide. I got a haircut. I paid well over $50. They said didn't even get the
I'd
wash.
pay $300. You pay 50 for that, dude.
Yeah,
You pay 50
well,
for
yeah.
that.
I couldn't say no because I looked at it. She showed me. She said, "Look at it." I said, "Sure, I'll pay for it."
Dude, look at it. It looks
nice.
like waves wrestling each other.
If you told me that was Joe Bailey's work, I'd believe you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was Joe Bailey.
That's good.
I also, not to make this about Corbet, but in a nice white T-shirt, I'm also able to see he's quite a muscly young guy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
he's well put together.
He's well put together. He's got veins in the bicep.
Yeah,
Something I've always coveted.
Muscly enough to pull off a V-neck as
Yeah,
well. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
People like me can't pull off a V-neck.
No.
You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
You have to go crew. You have to go crew.
You could have done a V-neck.
Oh, yeah, I could have. Oh, I used to do the
He did.
I did the Havana stripe V-necks back in the day. You know, the aqua blue, dark blue, white.
With the buttons.
Buttons down here, fringe, Havana club.
Yeah.
You know, but now I'm just a crew cut guy.
Yeah, no, you're a
But
crew
I just
cut,
wanted you to know, Corbet, that you're well designed.
Yeah, no, you put together nicely.
You're well designed.
Much like your multis, which we'll get to. But
Yep.
well put together. He's but he embodies the young energy that was slowly being drained from us with every year around the sun.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bit of a vibe right now with the sun at the moment. Like, the sun was out today. I had a hell of a Friday. Me and Streety played a quick night.
Just so you know, today not Friday.
Yeah, but the whole
that was
weekend.
confusing.
The whole weekend.
A day in your past.
Yeah. I played, sun's out, bit of golf, into
Fun's
watching the footy, into some creamless pina coladas.
I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday as well.
Oh, that was a Saturday.
Yeah, it was a Saturday.
Left my car in Bondi, walked back Sunday morning a bit hung with Wallace to go pick up my car from the golf course. Saw some dolphins, got them on video, I'm not lying.
No,
it's just a good fucking vibe at the moment.
Well, summer in Sydney, summer in Australia. Can't
It's
be
working
beat.
its ass off, and just wanted the Bureau of Meteorology to know that I don't care for your fucking prediction.
You're doom and gloom.
You're doom and gloom around another La Nina.
Nah, yeah.
I don't care for it. I'm not here for it.
No.
So put your fucking predictions away and fuck off.
I'd prefer
into it.
I'd prefer they lie to me and maybe disappointed with the reality.
Tell me porky pies. And then when I look out of the window every morning go, you fucking lied to me again. I'm more comfortable living the lie than anticipating one.
Yeah. Because I'm upset from the jump.
Because Sebo came in today, I got to let you know, punters and dribblers, bouncing off the walls, a pep in his step, a man that is just dripping with the confidence that the sun provides him.
Well,
and
he's always been a summer operator.
He's a Sunman.
Well,
Yeah.
Sebo in winter is not Sebo.
I
in
just
full
go into a
form.
I'm like a hermit crab in winter. Like I just go into my shell. I get a bunch of TV series, get some whiskey, get some. I'm in bed like at 7:30. You know what I mean? Like I don't care.
You're
like,
up early.
Yeah, I'm up. Yeah, I'm up early there. But
You go to
summer,
bed with the sun.
Summer, I just that little bit of sunscreen, the salt, the sun kiss, the like. You don't even feel a hangover. You're just up for anything at any night. Like it's just Like I'm not medium. Like summer, I'm up here. Winter, I'm down here.
Can I say this? Is your arm more rubbery than a hot summer's eve?
Oh yeah, I've got multiple chat groups called a Midsummer Nights something.
Yeah. I'll say yes to anything.
Yeah.
If it's 30 degrees and balmy.
Yeah. And I've got like salt still on my skin.
Oh,
and
bruh.
a hot summer breeze. Anyway, we are a betting show, punters and dribblers, and betting we do and betting we must review. So I think it's probably time we get into some accountability. What do we think?
Let's do it.
I'd love to.
I'd love to keep doing
I'd
this.
love to keep fucking talking
Yeah.
summer. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
I would happily
Yeah.
fucking can the show
Yeah.
for this week and just talk
Yeah.
summer.
Just
and like
wait-
what I like about it.
Just take a clip from each week from now until summer, and just as I slowly get more tan, you'll see me just go up and up and
Yeah,
up and up.
glowing
and up.
up.
Yeah.
Do you glow up?
Oh, I get pretty tan, and when
Yeah,
you tan, everything kind of just goes in place, and you're swimming, you're moving more, you lose a little bit of weight. You know, you just got to, you're just fresh.
Have you got a six pack under there? And I'm not asking you to show
Potentially.
us, but I'm just saying, like,
No.
do you have like just a day-to-day six pack?
Potentially. I don't
if I
want to
put a-
respond to
if I-
rumors like
no,
this.
but-
No comment.
Look, well, let me ask you this. Let's pretend just for a moment
Yes.
that I'm a casting director and
Yep.
I'm looking for a...
Porn or film?
Doesn't matter.
Streety short film type.
And I'm looking for a hot young Greek boy with arms that won't quit and a head of hair that just dazzles. But I need this hot young Greek boy to have a six pack. Are you getting the gig?
I am capable of I'll make final cast.
Oh, there you go.
Final
you lucky
cut, that's what we
bastard.
like.
That's living.
Never had one.
Never had one. Don't know what they look like. Never had one. Accountability this week, punters, dribblers. Let's get into it. Eels, Broncos. Eels defeat the Broncos 53-6. I had a bet, then a dream about the bet, but I did get it right. Eels minus 3.5 into Sevo first try scorer. In fact, Sevo first try scorer into Eels minus 3.5. I mean, at 11.84, am I on or am I on?
It was a nice bet.
It was good.
Yeah, that was good. I'll give you
It was
that.
good.
It
I'll
got-
give you
You
that.
guys just fucked through gritted teeth.
Well, look, I'm happy for you. You
Are
did
ya?
well. What I want.
Are you happy for me?
Yeah, I am. What I want to say though is that, and I'm not looking to fucking point fingers. It's not my racket. It's not my game. But there is a certain centre who sits inside Sevo who I felt like didn't want Sevo to get two. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah,
Tommy Opacek.
it's happened a few times. Yeah.
I was watching him going, bruh.
He's got a bit of Herbie Farnworth about him.
Yeah, well, we all
Yeah.
know what happened to me.
Well, we do. That's
We
the
do
story
it when
for
you don't, and you do.
But you know what? We also don't know what would have happened.
We actually, we actually don't know if had Herbie passed the ball, what really would have happened given the previous.
This is really
This
fucking.
is really insular. Come and ask
Yeah.
me, and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a bad beat because
Yeah,
Opacek,
I wouldn't call it. A
he
bad
didn't.
beat.
Well, he didn't want to give the nut.
I'd say Sebo's closer to a bad beat, not getting an Oates.
Yeah, I thought when you're
So's
watching the
RSG.
game,
Yes.
someone scored on the wing. Whoever scored was on the wing. Like yes, Oates is in, and then you look again. It's like why is there a 4 on Oates' back?
no.
like where the hell? Like on the wing, where are you, Corey? But what can you do?
What can you do except celebrate my fucking amazing win? We move on. Panthers defeat the Warriors 46-12. This was one I think we were all just trying to get fucking some horny value off, and unfortunately, none of us.
Look, I had Martin out for kick out. I was in Edwards away. The Lippy did get this.
Oh, you didn't put correct in there?
It was paying about $6.50.
So that was William Harrigan from the Sack of Greatness.
William actually had
We'll get to that.
We will get to it. All I'll say is he had a pretty good week.
Yeah. for a Lippy, by Lippy standards.
By
He
Lippy
had
standards.
Penrith 13 plus to win both halves, May 2 or more, and Stephen Crichton.
It's about
anytime.
658, I think, off the top of the
A
dome.
lot to happen there, but a lot of them basically foregone conclusions, like 13 plus, like both halves. May to get one is a foregone conclusion. So you really only needed to get May and Crichton.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
And I think like every time that I've tipped Isaac Tago, May scored a double or more. So
I'm done
that
with him.
trend continues.
Okay, so you're...
So I'm just like, what the hell?
We need
I just
Tago.
can't win.
Rando Tago watch
Yes,
alert.
absolutely.
Of sorts.
So
And
I don't
also,
even
I
touch
guess maybe a celebration if he manages to wrangle him before the end of the season.
Would be.
But are you, like, just to get the lay of the land, if you go on Tago, then I should go on May.
Absolutely.
And the
the
inverse
absolute
of
opposite,
that.
yes,
Okay.
exact. Same
That's
with
good to
like
know.
Sebi Chris and Nick Kotrick, sort of the same thing.
So if you go on a Chris, you get a Kotrick or a
Yeah.
Kotrick or a Chris.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
That's also good
I haven't
to know.
touched them in either of these games this week, sorry. But
Okay.
No,
yeah,
I
for
haven't
next
touched
time.
them.
Well, that's
either.
good for me because I'm a big fan of Chris's work.
There you go.
Big fan.
Don't go near him. Next up, we have Roosters defeating the Storm 18-14. Can we acknowledge here, not to make this about me, but I was the only person that picked the Roosters, firstly. I saw that coming.
Right.
Suali'i.
Yeah, did you?
But then Radley, did you see how close Radley went in that game?
In the first 10 minutes, I was
Bro,
like, he's going
Victor
over.
Radley was so close to scoring in that game. You're not calling it a bad beat, but that was $25, and that was a pretty fucking. That would have been so nice, wouldn't it? Everyone, wouldn't that have been nice?
It was some interesting camera work from Channel 9, leaving Victor running.
Oh, see, I didn't see it. I was trying to find it. You see, he had like started having fucking.
I was
seizures.
like,
saw
let's
it
cut away.
Yeah,
Let's cut away.
I was watching at the Chloe Hotel, so I don't know if I saw, when you're talking, watching, so I didn't see it.
If you're at the pub and you're full to the brim, you're not watching.
No, you're
You're
not
talking.
watching.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
you're chewing.
Yeah.
Your mate's ear off.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good to employ.
Talking to at the table someone who's going to Ash Barty's wedding, actually.
Yes.
Good
Well,
friend, good
can I
friend
say
of
the
a-
wedding's already?
How full to the brim were you?
Yeah, the wedding's already been.
Oh, maybe he was there.
Right. Did you know him, or did you just bump
No,
into this guy?
he was a friend of a friend.
Okay, so he must have already been. Unless they're having two weddings, they are loaded. They might have had one overseas.
Maybe he was there. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. it's
But
not
he was
their style.
he's a mate of the husband.
Of
Mate.
Gaz LFC 90?
Yeah. Good mate of him.
One of the great Liverpool fans all time. So no one saluted in the Roosters Storm game. No one salutes Raiders Seagulls, which was if you weren't me or Eddie, you probably had a chance, but no one managed to do anything in this game. Manly obviously 48-6, unlucky to lose that one. But we moved to Sharks and Dogs, where Monsieur Corbet, the random stats man, salutes with a $3.35, but it was your explanation of this bet rang true.
Absolutely, and I think that, the Dogs haven't lost to the Sharks by more than 22 points, which was the line at the time at home in the NRL era. I also said this was my lock of the week as well, so even better to see that come off 16-0, a cruisy scoreline. Sharks just can't beat teams when they've got a big crowd by too much.
That's funny.
You backed it up.
And I was looking even deeper into that stat, and something I'll bring up in the finals, but they actually haven't won a game this season when the crowd's been over 16,000 people. Every one of those losses have been when the crowd has been bigger.
Yeah.
Dude, you have gone nuts deep, dude.
That sort of stat fucking turns me on.
Yeah, no, that does turn me on. How much time does it take for you to dig for shit like that?
Oh, it's just right here. I've got the crowds all there, so not too
Yeah, but you've got
Maybe you have to
But
put
what inspires you to look for?
Because that's exactly right. Where's your mind go?
So I'm thinking Cronulla sell out another game, but I don't think they've been winning too many of them big.
That's
And
a
I just-
vibe?
off
Is that a
off
vibe?
and
Yep.
just a feeling that I haven't seen the Sharks win big too often this season. When they've been against shit opposition like the Tigers, for instance. So I just, on that blink, I'll go deep. And sometimes I get proved wrong. Sometimes
Does it start getting
comes
you
out.
horny, though, and you're like,
it
oh,
does.
okay,
It
hold
really
on.
does.
I'm on to something here.
Absolutely. I think the Tigers one was an interesting one as well, where no team who conceded 72 points plus the week before in the NRL era has gone on to lose the next week. And the thing that really fucked with me is that each of those games were in round 22 when the Tigers lost in round 23. So maybe that was the reason, but that stat was still...
That was good.
Fucking
That was they basically fucked that game.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly,
You had to
yeah.
take a bottom
Yeah.
like a spoon Tigers to fuck that
Yeah,
stat.
exactly.
So you're looking,
I'm looking.
You're a round away.
I'm thinking, yeah.
I like that. Do you have
Yeah.
to take yourself for a breather when you find a stat like that?
Yeah, I don't need a shower.
Cold shower.
Cold shower.
Cold
Very
shower.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Rabbitohs defeat the Dogs 20-10, and me and Corbet, we hit again.
The Cows.
Rabbitohs defeat the Cows. Eddie obviously doesn't have it correct. Rabbitohs defeat the Cows. I'm a bit Ron Burgundy, though. I'm reading exactly what I look at when I do know who the fuck was playing. Rando and I, we salute. I'll give you the floor first at Rabbitohs AJ Tuolangi.
Always on. I think, as I mentioned, the left side, if the Cowboys were to score, it was going to be down that edge with Taulagi. Felt he scored a great try as well, and I thought that the Cows could actually win here, and I was in a bit of in an odds-even sort of thing where I was like, I want the Cowboys to win because they're my team, obviously, and I don't support the Dragons, but also that the Rabbitohs were my bet. So caught in a crossroads, but glad the Rabbitohs got away with the win. And AJ, he always scores. Why do we put him in our bets? I don't
Why
know.
do we do it?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Same bet every week.
Why would you do that?
I felt the Cows waning, and that's why I took Rabbitohs -6.5. I think the Cows are done for the year. But also, if you're trying to get value out of AJ, true, honest rugby league value, you go first, second, third try scorer. And that's obviously what happened for me. And then if you're trying to juice, I see Keon Koloamatangi as like a bag of oranges. And when you're in need of juice, you throw in a Koloamatangi, and he's going to give you value for money in the orange perspective.
And it was
Do you think the orange
good.
the juiciest of all the fruits?
has to be, doesn't it?
Outside of the watermelon.
It's easily the
Well,
best.
watermelon's a different kettle.
Like-
the watermelon's
Well, it's
huge.
more water.
though.
It's not juice.
But also watermelon huge though. You got to have something that grows the size of a fucking watermelon to get juice out of it. Whereas
But
an
I
orange,
think we're not getting, like, I think I've said this before on this show, that, like, when you're in Europe or, like, somewhere around there and you're walking down the street and it's 40 degrees, there's always some guy in a corner with a fucking wagon of oranges and just fresh pressing them for you for 50 cents. And you have it and you're like, oh, my God, this is so good. Where over here, you're getting cold pressed from 3 days ago with no pulp. It's been iced. Doesn't taste like orange. You know what I mean? Like, until you have a fresh orange juice, maybe one block of ice, that's it. It is the juicy. It's like
Free
you
the
can't
pulp.
be- yeah.
Free the pulp.
oh, free the pulp, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why I think even with a water, you can't walk around with a cart of watermelons.
So
in
it
good
is
conscience.
good. It is good in Greece. They've got the donkeys and they've got some guys selling the small ones.
Yeah, but you need a donkey.
Yeah.
Well, then you
All
need a
Greeks have
donkey.
All Greeks have a donkey.
All Greeks do have
Yeah,
donkeys.
they do.
We don't have donkeys. I don't know what donkeys per capita are in Australia, but I feel like it's probably.
Well,
not the
Simpson
same.
had a donkey.
He did. Well, that's probably the only donkey Australia's ever had, and it was in Turkey.
And one of the great donkeys all time.
Well, one of the great donkeys. And he'd fucking... that donkey would have loved to have been pulling watermelons. Let's be honest. That motherfucker was working. But so I had a $16.43 salute there. You're all welcome. The real question is, when is everyone going to start believing and start following me? But that's all right. That's on everyone else. But huge wins. Huge wins. We moved to Dragons-Tigers. First game of the Poo Slinger Sunday afternoon games, and none of us saluted.
It is what it is. Look, sometimes in a poo slinger, you get a mouthful of poo and it's hard to perform.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
We
I think
all
that's
had a
what you
mouthful
see.
of poo.
If I had to pick a game out of the two poo slingers, the 2 p.m. game I always had my doubts about. It didn't pass the eye test.
Yeah, it's hard to feel inspired when you go open anytime try scorers and you just.
You know why it
like,
didn't pass the eye test? It's 2 p.m. It's Sunday. You got better shit to do, and the DMC's
There's fucking
playing.
dolphins out. It's sunny. Like you
If
don't
you
want to
pick a DMC bowl, fuck,
Yeah.
I'll get on my knees for you, bro.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Is the 2 p.m. Sunday game the worst game in the weekend calendar? Like, I think, personally, I think it is.
Depends.
Slot-wise,
If
purely
it's
slot-wise.
raining and you bounced out, it's great to have some footy on. But once you start warming up, you're feeling a little bit good. You're like, fuck it, I want to go do something else. You know
So
what
it's
I
a
mean?
great bounced-out fixture.
Yeah.
But the game itself usually a
Yeah.
pile of
Oh, yeah,
feces.
yeah.
It's a close call between that and the Saturday 3 p.m. Generally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when the Saturday 3 p.m., if there's a good Saturday fixture, and like in terms of all three games are good, and you just like meet up with someone at 3 p.m.
Well,
at
that's
the
right.
pub,
It's part of Super
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
The 2 p.m. game would be the least watched game. Have to be.
Surely.
Yeah. Has to be.
Yep.
Next, we have Titans defeating the Knights in the final game to round out the Poo Slingers Sunday. And I will
Boys
say
were
this,
dialed here.
everyone but me got
Yeah.
up here, so I'll let you guys talk. Edward.
I will kick things off. I had Titans AJ Fafita, 997. Pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking juicy. Sebo had Brimo, who you love.
Love him. 3 weeks in a row. Maltese, not with Brimo. Just like, I need to get up to the Gold Coast and get him a creamless pina colada and say, thank you, Brimo. Like, here's your creamless. And
you put me on to Brimo, and I've been on Brimo the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was
Brimo's saluting, dude.
Yeah.
Brimo's fucking
he's in the
vibing.
2s this week now. He started at the 4s.
We always get the when we get onto someone.
Markets,
we move the markets.
We move markets, and we all know it. Number one betting show in the fucking land. Know that. You also had Young, correct, 669. Rando, you come over the top because you had a fucking nice bet, and I'd like you to explain it.
Obviously, I had to do something here after some soft bets throughout the week, so I chucked in Bo Firma. It was $10.63, and then when I went to get on Sunday, it came down to fucking $6.60, which was
That's the way
shit.
to do it. People pound.
Yes,
People pound.
You need to
move the
understand.
markets.
You need to understand. We move markets. My dream bet, for those that don't believe, literally closed markets.
He
So
moves
I'm
and
not
closed.
surprised that a
Yes.
young buck in a tight white shirt with a fucking head of hair that won't quit is moving markets. I'm not shocked by
he's
that.
He's like a heart throbbing, like she's all that. You know what I mean?
Dude, you are a fucking mate.
You're a 90s. You're a
That's all
90s
it
heartthrob, dude. You're a
Oi,
90s
punters and
heartthrob.
dribblers, know this. In 6 months' time, there's a good chance he won't be here. He'll be in Hollywood. This year.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He'll be in a remake of fucking She's All
Grease.
That. Of Grease.
Yeah.
Danny Zuko, is that his name?
I don't know. But
But the lippy,
The lippy.
shout out to the fucking the sperm that left Bill's sack, because Titans 1-12 into David Fafita into AJ Brimson. Like, you read that back and you go, that's money for
That's a
Jambo.
good
You read that
But
back
it
and go,
paid
how is that?
24.9.
That's a Miami
right.
Vice bet.
Dude, that is
yeah,
a fucking. You flopped the sack out on that. 24.90 for Brimo, for Feeder. Titans
Yeah.
1-12.
Pains me to say it. It was
Yeah.
the bet of the week.
Yeah,
it's a Vice City bet for
fucking
me.
nice
Brimo and AJ
Yeah.
into a margin. Just,
not
bet of the
AJ
week.
for Feeder.
Yeah.
Was-
Did I hear? You
No.
said Brimo, AJ.
Oh, sorry, Brimo for feeder. Yeah.
Definitely bet of the week.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking nice bet.
Take us away through the golf, Edward.
So the golf, well, Seba, you do
Yeah,
it
you
because
take
you're
golf.
the
Well,
golf
can you
man.
see it all? I don't
Yep.
mean, you don't have it in front of you.
So it was a very interesting tournament. So Rory that Eddie and I were on, he started like 6 strokes back from Scotty Chef. He tripled bogeys his first hole, then bogeys the next hole. So he's like, fuck
Panic
it.
stations.
Rory did, yeah. And then got like 8 birdie. He got like 2 pars. It was either like bogey or birdies. Anyway, day rolls around Sunday. Eddie and I are on Rory. I'm also on Scotty. Scotty walks in with a 6-stroke lead. I think I said Rory loves a chase. Rory was 6 back. Rory jags it from Scotty. Rory jags.
You
it from
did say
Scotty.
Rory likes a chase.
Scotty 3 over final day.
Yeah.
Rory 4
Mate,
under.
Did Rory? Sorry, did Scotty shit the bed? I mean, you must be a 10-stroke
mate,
lead.
Scotty's
right?
got a bit of like Cowboys about him in the sense that like there must be some sort of unspoken message between the cows, mainly Chad Tansen, just because he's the new guy in town, where it's like they're all going, no one expected us to really go this well, did they? Like, surely we weren't expecting to go from 15th to 2nd.
Yeah.
And so Scotty's like, I've been on Scotty for a long time, sure, but he only got his first win this year. And then all of a sudden you walk into Sunday with a 6-stroke lead with 18 million US on the line to win, you're going to yip out.
Yeah.
You know what I
Shit your
mean?
pants.
Like, and then Rory, who's been there before twice, playing his ass off, could have won 2 majors. He comes in, so he gets Eddie and I a boots. He gets us our T5, and then I think Tom, you had
I
Xander.
had
yeah.
Shuffley,
Yeah.
Xander Cage at T5.
Yep.
And then from the sack of greatness, Will Harrigan had Shuffley T5, T10.
He did. He threw T5, T10 in there. Random stats guy goes,
No.
Cantlay didn't hold on for me, unfortunately.
Cantlay shit the bed, finished 7th.
And my boy Rahm, the one I couldn't put my trust in.
15th, shit.
Shit. Now, obviously, the unit scoopers, no one. Kitchen sink multi hits again.
We are fucking dialed at the moment. It's sickening how dialed we are on kitchen sink multis. If you're not on the kitchen sink multi, I've got to ask you, what the fuck are you doing? Are we 2 from 4, gentlemen? Are we 2 from 4? Are we raining fucking kashish all over the punter and the dribbler? Yeah, we are.
When you get to the weekly results, Eddie, every single one of us is positive. This has been a great week. This might be the best week in the show's history.
Oh my God! Do you want me to read out the fucking
Can you
stats?
read them out, dude.
I would like to say off the top, commiserations to the Lippy, who put in a great performance.
Didn't cut it, unfortunately.
But unfortunately for you, bro, you're not made of that kitchen sink multi shit, bro. You know what I mean? And maybe people could argue in a court of law that you weren't invited.
And if you were, the result might have been different.
All I would say is this:
he probably would have picked the wrong leg.
Know this: if you're in it, you would have fucking picked the wrong leg. It would have fucked you. But more than that, the kitchen sink multi is invite only, bro. Yeah. And you weren't there.
Well, it's about keeping the four of us together, united on one common cause. You don't want a Lippy and the fuck involved.
Put it this way. Would we be 2 from 4 if a Lippy was involved? The answer is absolutely not. This is for the fucking punter and the dribbler. That's why the Lippy is excluded. So the Lippy 5th, 4 from 12, positive 7.58. 5th.
Coming last, and he's up 7.
Rando, who did well in the NRL, but golf fucked you, bruh. Sorry. 4 from 14, plus 8.68. Sebo, 3rd, 5 from 15, plus 15.94.
I mean, just another great week for Sebo.
I'm 2nd, 4 from 14, plus 16.24. And Tom 1st, 4 from 14, plus 17.76.
Bang. He wins the week. That's my best week of the season, without a shadow of a doubt, up 17.
So standing, Sebo 1st, plus 239. Rando 2nd, plus 12. Eddie 3rd, plus 31. Tom 4th, plus 35. Lippy 5th. And shout out to fucking the sack of greatness because he's got him from fucking nowhere to minus 72.
Not plus.
It's more than all those other losers have.
Mate, big time.
Especially Tobler, quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah, not saying anything over there.
He was the worst.
0 from fucking 2 weeks.
You owe the punter and the dribbler essentially $500.
Yeah.
The way you punted.
But no, Will from Sack of Greatness fame has made it like. It is the best performance from a Lippy that hasn't won, I would say.
Yep. Yeah. So you don't get your name on the honour board, you get a nod.
Just quickly back to Kitchen Sink Multi, I had Kick Out, 80 you had Crichton, Rando had AJ and Sebo Sevo, 1209.
Do you want us, what more do you want us to do?
Like, what do you want? Honestly, what do you want?
$12 guaranteed.
I will say this. Just to know from the standings here, obviously I beat Eddie by a unit and a bit, right? You know, he's looking over his shoulder, right? Like you could feel it all.
What's the difference now? Where are you
So
at?
Eddie's minus 31, I'm minus 35.
Right. So nothing really.
Nothing in it.
Yeah.
Nothing in it. And you know he's wigging out. You saw how quiet he is in the chat group. He's like,
Look, I'll be honest with you. I was wigging out, and then bang, jagged that Titans game. Then the golf comes through, so I'm not wigging anymore.
No, he's
wigging. If Roy doesn't come through, then it might have been.
It would have been real bad. Yeah, but he admits he's wigging out, and that's a problem, right?
I'd be interested to see. I was thinking about. I was swimming some laps today, and I was thinking about your guys.
While you were swimming?
Yep.
Oh, good. I like
I need to think about me.
Well,
I was just thinking about your guys' race, and I was just going, what would I do, like, if I'm in their position?
Because you've come dead last before.
Yeah.
Couple of times.
But I didn't have the power of the unit scooper, so I'm going, are one of you guys maybe just going to try hit some $15 to $20 unit scoopers, something a bit more conservative to try get a 20-unit jump rather than going for the 5,000 one? I don't know. I'm interested to see what you're betting this week.
Eddie's probably doing that. I'm not. I'm going for glory. I'm a glory operator. Always have been.
Well, I respect that.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself.
You got it, man.
But
Eddie will be weak. I'll be glory.
Well,
I'll be in the hunt for glory.
You make up your own mind this week based on Tom's bets.
Jesus Christ.
Chugging on a load over there.
Should we get into some punting?
Let's do it.
Time for some NRL. When we do NRL on the show, it's thanks to our good friends at KO, the only place we watch rugby league. Catch every single game of rugby league on KO, obviously. And KO, we thank you again. First game we have for this week is Eels v the Storm blockbuster. I think it decides 4th place.
Yes, it does.
Eels $1.95, the Storm $1.85, the line 1.5 points, total 43.5 points. As the winner, I'll kick off. Fuck it. Why not? Parramatta have won their last 3 games against the Storm, and they've all been by 1-12. So I've just, as much as I like the Storm, and I do, and I don't in the same breath, and I hate the Eels as well, I think the Eels win 1-12, and that's at 3.10. Yeah, that's pretty juicy, I think, for 1-12. You then throw in Xavier Coates and Sevo if you want to try and juice this thing, right? You want a bit of juice. So if you go Eels 1-12, which it seems like that's if if we're looking at the stats, the way it's going to go. Coates likes to score. Sevo likes to score. 1170. Also a good omen because we're partnered with SEN currently, and that's 1170 SEN Sydney.
We are. That's a good point. It's not a bad point. We are partnering with SEN.
It's not the worst point.
Not an ad.
Not in this show, technically.
Not an ad.
Just
I look at this game and I go, fuck that. I don't want to fucking pick a result or a margin or a line or any of that shit. I don't want to do it. So where do I go then, punters and dribblers? Where do I look? Where do I turn? Well, Sean Lane, if you watch him on the weekend, was running the most fucking glorious lines, dude. The most disgustingly delicious lines, and it got me feeling things. It just felt like me crashing through a fucking line in OzTag Division 2, Division 3, whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just, I can't turn away from a guy running a pure line. I can't, and I won't.
You refuse?
I refuse. Sean Lane at $5 gets fucking shipped in, baby, 100%. Xavier Coates, who I liked the look of last week, scored in a gritty defeat against the Roosters. He goes in. $10.01.
1 cent.
$10.01.
$10.01. Not plural, because it's one. Rando, what are you doing?
I'm going left field here. Bit risky from me, but I really do like this sort of vibey of a bet. I'm taking the draw at halftime and Parramatta to win.
Jesus.
Paying $17. Only reason I'm doing this, of course, I've got the stats to back it up, and I just pull that shit from my arse.
You
Not
don't
yet.
just pull it out from your ass
Not from my arse.
like Eddie does.
The last
Correct.
4 Eels Storm games have had a draw at halftime. So last 4 games between these two teams has been a draw at halftime.
Wow.
2 of the Eels' 3 games against top 4 teams this year have also been level at halftime. The Eels have won both of those games. As you mentioned, Tom, Eels have won the last 3 or 4 against the Storm as well.
Sorry to beat you to the stat.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but also on top of that, the Eels have won 4 of their 5 games v top 8 teams as the underdog. The Storm have also never won at CommBank against the Eels.
Wow,
And
this is some good stats.
this
here.
is where it gets you.
This is good stats.
So that's why I think Parramatta will win off the back of it, but I'm vibing the draw here purely because last 4 games, draw. 2 of the 3 Eels are plus top 4 teams. Draw.
And that's $17 dues.
$17 dues.
Can I be honest? That bet turns me on.
It does. Probably because I read it off the mobile for the first time because my computer's gone slow.
$17 for a draw into Parramatta with those stats to back it up.
Yeah.
Fucking
Watch that thing
17's
trend
hot.
everywhere. Watch the odds on that.
It's got a body like
I
a
don't usually do it.
17-year-old.
Last time
Yeah.
I did this was Storm Manly game. Sorry, boys, but
Cool me
predicted
down,
41-10. 41-10 because all final scores were 41-10.
It's a
between those
hot
two teams.
fucking wrangle to get a halftime
Draw,
halftime
yeah.
draw, then result. Like it's astute stuff.
If
It's
you
like,
can pick a draw at any point,
yeah.
it's one of the hottest wrangles in town.
It's like fucking E equals MC squared. Like you're coming up with some
coming up. Yeah,
Einstein
exactly.
shit. You know what
Is
I
this
mean?
an Einstein
Yeah.
bet?
I'd say
Einstein
what
bet.
sounds
Is this
like
a
Sounds
splitting
like
the atom? Did he do that? I don't know.
No, not the same.
We've already been over that, haven't we? Einstein didn't split the atom.
not
It's
the
part of it though.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's sort of similar. It's not totally different. It's not totally.
We'll just go with Einstein. Let's see
Sebo,
what
what are you doing?
See what there, mate.
Yeah, look, my bet here isn't that interesting, but maybe like just to give you a bit of context into why I'm doing something quite boring is because I had a little peek at the leaderboard and I'm on like, what, 3-5 or something? Like 3,500 off a grand? Like, and, you know.
I literally just went through it.
No one. Yeah, but I don't remember the exact number. Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
3,551.
And then so,
That was
like.
a big cast from Sebo. Just
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, I've obviously had a couple of seasons where I was dog shit, and I was two seasons,
all of them.
and I was in the doldrums.
all the previous.
And like
Every season.
I was a pauper. I was a plebeian, and like I am just a bit of a working class guy. But I feel if I can get to
Calm
4,
down, Jimmy Barnes.
if I can get to 4, like the door opens up to like a gentleman's club, like Illuminati, like high society shit. And so I'm like, okay, I'm chasing down 4.
Are you
because
starting this gentleman's club?
If I can get to 4,000 off 1,000 on a season when no one else after seasons of the show's even got doubled it, then I think I'm in some rarefied air. And so I'm going to just have to do some conservative bets, all or nothing, and try get there. I'm not going to try save units. I'm just going for it. I'm just doing some conservative bets. There's still going to be some big ones that I think come off. So this game, I don't know what's going to happen. I know that Sevo loves a try. Norfoluma didn't get one last week, and he's got one every other week for the Storm, so he's owed one. I'm just doing those two guys. It's simple. I know. I get it. But I have a tactic here. I've got a goal. I've readjusted my short-term goals, and I'm going for 4,000. So
just to clarify, if you can get to 300 plus units, you're of the belief that some sort of mystical door will open, and the Illuminati will let you.
I'm not saying it's the Illuminati. I'm saying it's like a door that no one.
No. But I'm just getting. I think it's important to give clarification to the punter and the dribbler that if you get to 300 plus units, which you're about 45 short of at the moment, then you'll be entered into some sort of
punting, like
maybe
secret,
I think you get some sort of blazer.
stonemasons, but for punters or something.
Okay.
I'll get a letter in the mail. Sebastian
Yeah. Maybe you'll get your own like character on a pokie machine or something. That'd be nice. Imagine your face, like, you get your own character on a pokie machine.
300 unit man. You know what? Like
sea bass.
And, the feature's just 300.
How much would it cost to get your own poker machine made?
Don't forget that.
I'm just curious. Shitloads?
Yeah.
Okay. Worth asking the question.
Yeah.
It's always worth asking the question.
Of course it is.
We have the Lippy dribbler here.
Lippy?
Okay, so the Lippy dribbler this week is a bartender from the Clavelli Hotel named Matteo Da Vinci. Not to be confused with Leonardo.
Does he own Matteo's?
No, he's a bartender.
Or Matteo?
No, that is Justin Hemmes.
He's got Munster, Norfa, Asafa.
Can you read, bud?
Are you saying Noffa or are you saying Nelson?
Nelson, Asafa, Solomon.
No, you're right. You having a stroke?
I'm having a stroke.
Nelson, Asafa Solomona.
There we go. Thank you.
Cameron Munster and Wanga Blake.
I'll
finish that off.
43.73.
I don't hate that bet.
I don't like it.
I don't think that Nelson's going to score, but I don't hate the bet. At $43, it's not the worst.
No.
It's not the worst, but I will say this. Matteo, or probably, like, if you're called Matteo, most likely you are a bartender for Justin Hems, or you are in Anaconda.
Like one of the, if you watched Anaconda as a kid, and one of the first guys that dies, the Captain Matteo, he's got kind of long hair.
Yeah, Street modeled his entire image off him.
Yeah, Streety literally spent the first 15 years of his life trying to look at Matteo.
Bro, can't you see him now? Streety's slicking back his hair and he's wearing fucking wife-beater singlets. Like, that's exactly what...
Matteo Anaconda, Google it.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Google it.
Yep.
Let's move on. Dog Seagulls, Friday, Accor Stadium, shittest stadium in town. Dogs favourites, which is embarrassing, but it is what it is, at $1.50. The Seagulls, $2.60, which is what I like to call value. The line, 6.5 points. The total, 54.5 points. Monsieur Corbet of random stats guy fame, of lovely hair fame, of veins in the biceps fame, of
a couple of scabs on the elbow,
which
shows he likes to get down and dirty.
He likes to get down and dirty.
Cricket pictures of him playing footy
he's still
lately,
playing footy, making tackles.
Fucking squeeze, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
yeah.
He's
of in
kid.
good Nick fame. What do you got for this game?
I'm going to ignore the fact that Manly have only won once at Accor Stadium since that preliminary final against South in 2013. Just wipe that.
I was there, by the way, bruh. So
have you been back since?
Good, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I was going to say there must be a connection.
there.
No, I'm just saying good omen for us. The last time I was there to watch the Seagulls game, we humped the Rabbitohs.
Are you going?
I'm just saying it's a good omen.
Well, it'd be good if you were going.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
He is now. He's buying his tickets.
I'm fucking going now, man.
But what I will look at is that Manly have won their last 7 games against the Dogs. Desi has won his last 8 games coaching against the Dogs as well. His last loss was in 2010. So, like Manly here at $2.60, as you said, great value. I do like the Fox to score, though. Manly are conceding 55% of their tries down their right side compared to 27 on their left. So their right side is a shambles in defence. The Fox has scored a try 1 in every 4 tries that the Dogs have scored, if that makes sense. And he has scored 6 in 5 games at Accor Stadium. So you put Fox, Manly to win, $4.71.
Okay.
Nice.
It's soft, but it's easy.
Look, it's hard because in this game, like, calling $4.71 soft, like, you'd fucking flop your hog on a horse at $4.71. You know what I mean? So, but it is soft-ish. Edward, what are you doing?
Manly into Fox, $4.71. Interesting. Okay. This is how you bet, bruh. Picture this. A fairy tale. Little Red Riding Hood fairy tale. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
She gets eaten by foxes, right?
Yeah, but you remember it.
Yeah.
But you remember it.
No, yeah, I do.
Hansel and Gretel.
Mauled by witches.
But you remember it.
Yep.
It's memorable. What's going to happen here in my fairy tale? In my fairy tale, Manly Sea was going to have their way with the dogs, okay? Obviously, what supports that fairy tale is Manly 13 plus. Now, I'm looking for a protagonist. Where to find a protagonist? Kieran Foran, in his last fucking game for the club he loves. The club he's fucking bled for. The club he's won for. The club he's won a fucking ring for. Okay? If he's not in my fucking fairy tale, then who is? Kieran Foran in the swan song to out swan song all the swan songs.
Sure. All right. All right. There we go. We're getting there.
Manly win 13 plus. Kieran Foran scores a try. 1683. That is the fucking bet of the round.
Okay, well, so you sold us. Sebo, what are you doing?
Yeah, look, I'm not doing a fairy tale.
Why not?
I'm just at it's the last stand for me in terms of jinx, curse breaking, all that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to wrangle a multi that includes Joshy Carr for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and there is some dribbler out there who is on the Joshy Carr tracker.
Yeah, he is.
And good on you, and I like it. So I'm just got one last stand, and if it doesn't come off, it was a curse. If I succeed here, it's not a curse. I conquer something.
What's the tracker say?
The tracker, he just feels
As long as he says Joshy Carr, he says he won't get a Joshy Carr bet.
And you haven't?
He hasn't.
No.
It's been a while as well.
It's been a
like
while.
a couple of months.
So I just have to go clean. I have to go Joshy Carr and dogs 13 plus because it's easy to just go. You can't. I'm not going to be cheap and just do Joshy Carr by himself. Like I want competition. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to go. Oh, I'll just break the curse and get a $1.50
No,
Joshy Carr.
It's got to be Joshy and a multi.
I've got to be Joshy and a multi. So I'm going Joshy Carr, dogs 13 plus, and that is paying $3.08.
Lame.
Boring.
Lame.
That's the worst bet you've ever made.
Lame.
Worst bet I've ever made.
Yep.
Thank you for letting it come off then.
No,
because,
dude.
Yep. Thank you.
It makes me
Thank you.
What was
Clip
that?
it.
Clip it. Yeah, go on. Clip. Can you clip it? Clip him saying clip it. That's what we need to clip. Get him saying clip it.
Is there a reverse effect where you lose all these bets? Do like the stonemasons or the Illuminati just
Do they
close
just
the door completely?
They just
put you in purgatory or something?
Every individual of the Masons have had some fucked up curse in some old fucking village in France or something they've dealt with before. They're a weird secret society. They're dealing with bloody, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Last game for the season for the Manly Sea Eagles. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a weird one. But I see this game as sort of like when you finish the end of the year at school. And I'm reminded of one of
When you wag.
Well, no, you don't wag. It's the last day of school and it's like almost the last day of school in year 12. And everyone's signing each other's shirts and everyone's getting emotional. And what song do you attribute to that? If it isn't Graduation by Vitamin C, then you've never finished school. You dropped out in year 10. But
I was going to say time.
No. It's that as we go on, we remember. You know what I mean? Everyone gets emotional. The times we had together. And everyone's like, oh, fuck, are we ever going to be friends again? So what I'm trying to do here is like reminisce on all the great memories from the year and trying to like have one last memory of season 2022 with the Manly Sea Eagles. So what I'm doing is obviously Manly 13 plus, but I'm throwing in who did we love this year from Manly? Stubby Cooler Canicola, one of our old faves. Let's get him in for an anytime try score. Who else did we love? Hamole Olakawatu. Then who was someone else that we loved that maybe he got, he broke his leg and he had to fucking stay at home for ages, but then he came back and everyone decided he's back? Brad Parker. One of the faves in the year, but he was in and out of class because he was injured.
He was a favourite of the year for Manly, wasn't he?
As in he's a favourite son of the year, but he was injured. He starts off the year, then he gets sick and he can't play, but then he comes back and plays it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you throw in a Brad, so it's a Manly 13 plus, Cooler, Hamole, Parker, Vitamin C, Graduation, 49.57.
I see where you're at, but I'm just not buying what you're putting down.
I don't care. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm telling you why it is that I'm going to fucking hit.
Yeah. All Sebo's saying.
Well, I'm going to hit.
All Sebo's saying, and I think it's a reasonable point to make, is that had you been selling cherries at Christmas time, you'd have gone broke.
Sure. What's Lippy doing?
He's got Dogs 13 plus at 255, which is a fuck you.
That's an awful bet.
That's a fuck you.
Thank God he came after me. My God. That's a bad bet. That's a bad bet. Let's move on, please. We've got the Warriors and the top. I take that back. We have the Roosters and the Rabbitohs Friday night, 8:30. Will they be resting players? We don't know. Because if the Eels beat the Storm, then the Roosters and the Rabbitohs aren't playing, I believe, for any positional significance.
Oh, they'll be playing. It's a Roosters-Rabbitohs clash.
Yes, but they might rest players.
Consider this. Roosters have won 7 in a row, and they've got to win another 4 at least to win the grand final.
I don't think the Roosters rest. I think the You know what? You put resting in my head. I don't
Do you know
know
who put it in my head? Phil Gould.
Okay, well, there you go.
The greatest.
Well, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Phil was like, if I'm him, if I'm Robbo, he's like, I'm 100% resting.
I guess the only thing I would, and I'm not a coach of rugby league, at least not of note, that like they're on such a good run. It's like they were so shit, and now they're in a good run. Like, do you fucking change that?
Well, I think the concern is 7 tough, gritty wins. You need a little catch your breath before you roll into big thickies.
Okay, fair call.
You got to lose one. You got to lose one to know to win one. That we saw that with Melbourne. Melbourne just strolled through with 21 in a row or something like that, and
then
but Penrith last year were rolling, and then they lost first week of the finals, come back, win the comp. So,
But also, Bunnies have, as much as the schedule is like randomised, it's always like Rabbitohs versus Roosters in the last round of the, and we have towed them up the last couple of years, like 50-6.
That ain't happening this
well,
year.
why don't you kick us off then, bro?
No, well, hold on. Roosters $1.50, Rabbitohs $2.60, line 5.5, total 56.5 points. That is actually fucking huge. I did not look at the line.
Worth mentioning as well, the first game at the new Allianz Stadium, Roosters home ground. Does that mean anything?
/ Rabbitohs want it to be theirs.
But does the billionaire, the puppeteer, Nick Politis, does he want to see a W from his side? Does he insist
It's actually
on a
true.
full
You
strength?
don't rest players in this game, do you?
It's a matchup.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of fucking unknowns.
What are you doing, Sebo? What are you doing?
Look, it is the year anniversary of the Interstellar bet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You better start putting
Yeah.
music underneath this in the
Favorite
edit.
memory come up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, look,
Dun, dun.
Latrell, for those that don't know, the Interstellar bet was, I had a bit of a kind of deja vu time traveling experience where I was talking to Tom years ago about Latrell and how he's going to play at the Bunnies, and I was trying to come up with the bet last year at this time. That kind of came into my mind, and I thought maybe that's not deja vu. Maybe that is me on another dimension telling me to get Latrell 2+ in. And
Talking back to yourself in time.
And I did that. He got sent off, came back on, scored the second try in like the dying minutes before, he got sent off for the Manu thing, came in, scored the try in like the last 10 minutes. So I got my Latrell 2+ there. And that was one of my favourite bets I've ever got.
What's a famous bet?
It's a famous bet. It's a favourite bet. And I'm going back again. It's $8 something. What is it, Tom? You got there in front of you? $8.25.
$8.25.
$8.25 Latrell 2+. Now, not only has it got the Interstellar bet kind of narrative around it, it's Trell. Trell is Bunnies at the moment. Trell is on fire. The team plays well when Trell's playing. It's against Roosters. Trell is the one guy we get back. After they take Kiri, after they take Crichton, after they take Suoliti, we get Trell back, and Trell's proud to be there. So you think people are going to be resting? You don't come from clubs who have a history since 1908 who hate each other, and then these layers of Trells, Kiris, Crichtons, Politis, new stadiums trying to be a joint stadium all come into it. You know who that feeds into? It feeds into fucking Latrell firing up and getting 2 tries. That's what's going to happen.
Interesting.
Yep.
Oh, I will just ask Tobler to just make a note of the timestamp of this impassioned speech when the Roosters smash the fucking Rabbitohs.
Timestamp it, Tobler.
Timestamp. I'm coming at everyone with a name bet. Sorry, but it's a name bet with a twist. Should have done it last week, didn't. I'm thinking it's going to happen this week. I think the Roosters win 13+. South didn't look good against the Cowboys, who didn't look good. Like, the Cowboys were trying to give the Rabbitohs every chance to win that game, and the Rabbitohs kept fucking it up. And in the end, they won it. Thank you to Tom Burgess, who scored late. Get me my bet. Only after you had, the Cowboys had 6 people sent off. I'm going the Joseph name bet. That's Suwali and Manu, which is looking good, as if they aren't going to score. If you just go just those two alone, you're getting 5.05. But if you throw Roosters 13+ at $3.70 in, which I think is the Roosters are humming, you're going to get 10.96.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me take that bet, Tom, and just do a little something with it. We assume that AJ scores because he scores every week, so you basically don't bother. You put him to the side, forget about him. Joseph Suaalii.
It's not. We did have someone who is
Suaalii.
Yeah,
perfect. He scores every week. He's also been offered $10 million, allegedly, by Australian Rugby Union to defect and go and fucking play the Lions and then a World Cup at home in 2025 and 2027. The kid's a fucking thoroughbred. That's a lot of money. But the kid scores every week, so what do? You put him to the side. Now, if I use Tom's train of thought and assume for a second that Joseph Manu, one of the great players in the competition...
Well, probably one of the greatest Josephs since Jesus' father.
He's one of the great Josephs all time. He's one of the great fucking Josephs all time. And it's a great point you make. Jesus' old man was a Joseph.
Stepdad.
And the Mormon Joseph as well was a Joseph.
Not Stalin, sorry. That was Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith.
There's Josephs everywhere, but Joseph Manu in the game of consequence.
Not Joseph Stalin.
Yeah, you've been watching too much Under the Banner of Heaven.
Jesus Christ. Carry on.
Joseph Manu, who's a thoroughbred, against the old foe in the new home when the fucking chooks are humming. I think he scores a try, I really do.
Okay.
But then where do I look to pad this narrative, to pad this yarn? Who's an old chook become a bunny? Who's the most impassioned fucking player on the field who knocked out his old mate Joseph Manu last year and is going to go out there and go, fuck the lot of you. What if I just score tries for fun? Latrell Mitchell. Put them all together, $18.63.
I got something to say about this bet, and the value's there obviously, but I feel like it's soulless. It's like the 20th Marvel movie in the fucking thing where you're like, okay, dude, we get it. Another fucking movie with 100 people in there that you fucking.
So that's where.
No, that's what it is. It's a fucking, isn't it, dude?
But
it's the 300th fucking Marvel movie.
But that's where you miss
AJ
it.
Suwali, Manu Mitchell, and your whole fucking narrative was just you trying to tell me the script. I'm like, listen, do you think it's gonna make money? Fuck it, we'll do it. Whatever.
And you know,
put Taika Waititi in it. It's gonna fucking be great.
And you know what? The irony is these movies always make money.
All right, dude.
It's like Fast and the Furious 8, baby. You take it at China, we make $1 billion.
This is the superpower. Fucking the guy's got amazing mental. Fucking get over it.
I like it. I like it even more now, baby. I like
Doctor
it even more
Strange. Oh, righto. Everyone's watching Doctor Strange, dude.
Except the Chinese. Paid $1 billion for it. I'm the one counting the check, bro.
Brando, what are you doing?
I'd fucking. That's a marble bet.
It's hard to it's hard to beat that Marvel bet. I'm going Rabbitohs, pick your own line, -2.5, and Cody Walker to score. Rabbitohs have won their last 4 games against the Roosters. Stat eye uncovered. Without Victor Radley, the Roosters have won 1 game, lost 4 games. That's a 20% win record compared to 72% with Radley in the side. That is assuming that Radley isn't playing. Cody Walker has scored 7 tries in his last 7 games against the Roosters, 5 tries in his last 4 games. He's also scored 10% of the Rabbitohs tries, which is a fair chunk for a 5'8", and the Roosters...
10%?
10%. 1 in every 10.
Jesus.
The Roosters' right side defence is their worst, conceding 44% of their tries. So if the Rabbitohs are to score, they're going to come down that left side. AJ, of course, very tempting here to score a try. He's in my kitchen sink, but I thought I'd leave him out of this one. Cody Walker, Rabbitohs -1.5. Pretty sure it should get you $6.87. -2.5.
2.5.
Rabbitohs
$6.87.
-2.5. Walker.
I
$6.87.
like
Not
Walker.
bad.
Walker gets
Walker's
some
on.
tries.
Yeah.
Walker is
He's been
on.
getting them almost
That's
every week.
interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of people don't like Walker if you're not a Rabbitohs
I don't
fan.
get that, really.
I don't get it either because the guy's like he's like a freaking. I know Greg Inglis is the goanna, but like Cody is like a goanna. He just gets through people. He's stronger than he looks. He scores tries. He's got instincts for days. Like, how can you not like Cody Walker?
I don't get the Cody
Like-
hate, really.
Yeah, because he's competitive.
Yeah.
Like-
That's which is what you want, ultimately. Anyway, Libby Dribbler, he's got Manu first-time try score at $13. That is Mateo of Anaconda fame. We move on. But we never forget Eddie's Marvel bet. So next up, we got Warriors-Titans. Now, the Warriors are favourites at $1.50. Titans $2.60. The line 4.5. The total 56.5 points. Warriors being favourites seems a little peculiar to me. This is a poo slinger of note for a Saturday. Edward, what are you doing?
Mate, I can't work out why the fuck the Titans aren't favourites, to be honest, when they can quite easily put the spoon to bed, give it to the fucking Tigers with a W here against the Warriors outfit that's been fucking ordinary all year. I've liked what I've seen recently. AJ Brimson, obviously off the back of Sebo. It's inspired by Sebo, and I've been on for the last couple of weeks, and I give him a nod there, but I've been loving his fucking work, so he goes in. David Fafita, who seems to have found another gear recently, just run over the top of motherfuckers. I'll throw him in. And just to err on the side of caution, Titans, with the start, 5.5 points, put it all together, $11.27.
I don't hate that
Not
bet
bad.
at all.
Not bad.
Do not hate
Do you
it.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
I
a
know
bit
what
like, I'm not going crazy going Titans will definitely win. 5.5 points? Fuck no.
Rando, how you seen it, bruz?
Obviously, looking at your bet, Tom, you haven't indicated that it's going to be pissing down in Auckland, which is going to make it a bit tough for that one, but we'll get to that in a
Haven't
second.
seen it.
Not a big weather guy.
Not a big weather guy.
Reach out, Bureau of Meteorology.
Yeah.
Warriors have won all 3 games at home as the favourite. The Titans have lost all 10 games away from home as the underdog. The Titans have only won 1 of their last 9 visits to Mount Smart Stadium. As I mentioned, plan to be pissing down in Auckland for this one. The Titans aren't a side to score a lot of points. They average 20 points in the dry, only 14 points in the wet, so 1 less try. And they've also averaged around 14 points at Mount Smart Stadium in 12 visits. Left winger against the Titans, I always come on and say this. It hasn't led me astray yet. 28 tries in 23 games this season, so I'm taking Marcelo Montoya to score there.
20? So was that 28?
28 tries in 23 games.
Left winger against
score-
Titans.
Yes.
Holy
Edric Lee,
shit.
first minute we saw then last week as well, and that was at Knights. And then to finish it off, to give it a bit more value because I was surprised it was so low, I've gone with the Titans left winger Greg Marzhew to score. We've seen Taylor May score a double last week, the week before Taulagi went in, the week before Fox went in. So we're seeing plenty of left wingers score tries against the Warriors lately. So Greg Marzhew, who scored a double against the Knights, will get over here.
Fuck
When
yeah.
you say fuckloads of rain, how much rain are you talking about?
Talking about, what was it saying? It's, I don't know, 20 millimetres.
Oh,
20 mil?
I don't
That's
know.
a fuckload.
That's a fuckload of rain.
That's 20 mil.
Now, that's to do your own research,
Yeah.
but...
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I don't have that granular stats where I've got it to the millimeter. I've just
But
got a
you've
wet.
looked at it.
know,
you
but
got a
like,
vibe.
Auckland wet in
but you've
general.
looked at it.
When
I've
you-
looked at it. There
when
will
you
be
check
precipitation.
weather, especially when you're trying to get around to go, when you see under 1 mil, you're like, oh, easy. And then you see 1 to 5.
Is it in Auckland?
Manageable.
Auckland, yeah.
10 to 20, you're going, fuck.
Shit.
5 p.m.
Yeah,
it's
it's
going to be
not
80%
looking
precipitation.
good.
Would you assign cats and dogs to it?
Yeah, I would say.
If I'm looking
cats and dogs.
Yeah, if I'm
looking at
looking
it.
at
10
here,
20
you
is
could,
fucked. 10
Yeah.
20 is fucked.
you could certainly assign cats and dogs to Auckland weather.
Quick fact about the 80% precipitation, because you would all care, but it's actually 80% of the area is going to be rained on. It's actually not an 80% chance of the rain happening,
Oh, really?
Where did I hear that recently?
which is really weird.
Hold
I'm not
on.
too
So
sure.
if you're saying it's a 2% chance of rain, it's saying that there will be 2% of that area will be rained on.
Yes.
So there will be rain.
Suburb
Yeah.
or because like I go by suburbs in AccuWeather. Shout out AccuWeather, one of my favorite apps. The other apps don't give you the forecast radar, which is ridiculous. Like if AccuWeather can give me the radar forecast for 4 hours, why can't Weather Zone?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
I heard that the other day as well. I don't know where it was. Where it's like if it's saying, for argument's sake, 80% of Alexandria, like 80% chance of rain in Alexandria, I think it means 80% of Alexandria gets rain.
Big question for everyone. Is this Auckland, this game?
Yep.
So on metservice.com/towns-cities /locations/Auckland/7 days. Saturday, cloudy with a bit of sun. 40% chance, 1 millimetre of rain.
what's AccuWeather say?
yeah.
Trust AccuWeather.
Sunday,
This
Sunday,
sounds like a
though.
fourth page
Sunday,
Google sort of
Sunday
look
cats
at.
and dogs. Sunday cats and dogs.
Just go Auckland weather. I'm pretty sure I literally looked up at it this morning. Saturday. What does it look like?
Oh, Saturday's cats and dogs.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't say it on AccuWeather, which is what I'm. Sorry, metservice.com/towns-cities. That's what I'm going with. Met Service.
Where is that? That does not even look like to be on the
And
first
you know what?
page.
It also is a New Zealand site. So fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
They're trying to promote the area.
Sebo,
Yeah.
I may as well go. Well, you know what? I mean, you and I are both pretty fucked if the weather's in. So if you want to,
I'll
go
because you got the
first.
bigger. Like, this rain has literally just dampened my entire vibe because
Pun not
Pardon the
intended.
pun.
yeah, look, the last few weeks or month even that I've spent with Brimo has been fantastic. Like we've been hanging out as the sun.
Is this like you in the Notebook when it's like a summer romance, even though it's not summer?
It was though because like I feel that like this connection that we've got, it's almost like the Titans have come to life as the sun comes out and they've got no chance of doing anything and now they're playing some interesting footy and Brimo's there with his freaking mode just like scoring tries, getting me units, and so I'm starting to get pumped up. I'm listening to like that Will Smith song Miami, if you know that song, like
Going to Miami,
and
where the
that's how I've been
streets
kind of
are
been looking at my Titans game now. A bit of cocktail umbrella, Sonny's got my terra toweling on. I'm like, I'm actually into the Titans now, and I'm loading up, and I've got Brimo, I've got Fafita, I've got Marzu, throwing weak Reece Walsh because his new haircut, although it's a little bit conservative, it still looks fucking great. I was excited for a 4-try ATS thing to round out my Brimo year, but if it rains, I'm fucked. So those 4 guys are getting me 26.73. Please just let it be sunny and let me finish off this Brimo chapter of my life with a nice cocktail that's going to cost me $26 because I'll get it with this bet. That's all I'm hoping for.
I don't know what fucking stupid websites Random Stats Guy, if that is his real name, is using. But I'm using Auckland's Met Service, right? And that's the site that I look for New Zealand weather generally. It's a poo slinger. It's Saturday. It's a poo slinger Saturday. What do you want on a Saturday when it's a poo slinger? I want a poo slinger smoothie. So this is probably the largest bet I've ever done on a non-unit scooping match. But it's poo slinger, so I'm trying to make it enjoyable. Saturday, 3 p.m. I'm going Walsh, Campbell, Rocco Berry, David Fafita, Curran, and Fermor anytime. I removed results out of this because I think if you're putting this many try scorers in there, you don't want a result.
Why would you sully it with a
Why
result?
would you fuck yourself? Why would you fuck yourself, especially with 2 teams you don't trust?
This looks very conservative. Like you're conserving units, but to me.
I get that. That's,
Straight off the jump,
Yeah,
234.
But that's what you're looking at as a man who's looking over his shoulder. And I get that. Because a man who's looking over his
it's
shoulder
just-
who's throwing out dumb
it's
fucking
just-
Marvel bets, I get it. You're going,
Well,
oh,
Marvel's better than DC.
yeah,
do you know
right.
what I
But
mean?
like yours are like, oh, I'm not even getting many units and it's lame. Whereas this is like, this is Unit City. So for
yeah, it
those
is Unit
6,
City, so you can conserve.
for those
That's
6,
the difference.
Walsh, Campbell, Berry, David Fafita, Curran Fermor, 234.
This looks
41.
like a man who is a little concerned about his position on the table. Trying
How
to
can you be when you're last? You know, like you're already like, oh, I'm already here, so I may as well, like, you know what I mean? I'm a boxer on the ropes, and I'm just like, let's swing. Let's swing and have a crack. Whereas you are a boxer who thinks he has a lead, but he probably doesn't, but he's trying to conserve it, and he's got, like, weird ideas. What if I try this tactic? And it's like, it's not working for you, and you're wigging out, and everyone knows it, dude.
It's a guy's concerned about whether the
No, dude. Everyone's like, when you're not paying attention, everyone's like, dude, Eddie's wigging. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say that publicly, but that's just what everyone's saying.
$234 is absurd.
Watch it happen. And I'll tell you why I think it's going to happen, because when the Titans played the Knights, we saw the opportunity for serious fucking value. Like, if there were a few slips that we got sent in from dribblers where it was like, holy shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so you need to try score a smoothie in a poo slinger.
Yeah,
But the weather's obviously...
The Titans are giving you that cocktail umbrella multi-type vibe.
In a typhoon, perfect.
Yeah. Cocktail umbrella in a typhoon.
Well, you know what?
You
In
don't
a
put
lot
the
of those
cocktail umbrella up.
locations, it is in actually like Cuba and shit, storm season. Like,
Mate, can I tell? I'll give you an analogy. So my parents, God bless them, God love them. We gave them for their, I'm going to say 30th wedding anniversary. Could be wrong on that number. Apologies, Ma and Pa. We gave them tickets to Elton John, and we gave them tickets to the Sofitel at Darling Harbour. Not tickets, but a room. And they had fantasized the entire time about pre-Elton John, we'll go up there, the sun will be set, and we'll have a lovely drink. They get up there, right? And it's fucking typhoon season, right? The pool is closed. They're advising people not to go out there. Put your fucking pina coladas away. Put your little umbrellas down and go back inside. But they persisted, and they persisted, and they persisted. And what they realised, like you fuckers will realise on the weekend, is that the weather doesn't give a fuck about your narrative, and it'll send you inside like the rest of them. And they went inside with their little pina coladas on their special weekend, and they go... Let's pack it up.
Let's pack it up. Well, you know what? That could be true, but also maybe bad weather brings tries.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does.
Yeah.
Maybe it
But
doesn't.
It's sometimes
Not if you're the Simpsons. On their honeymoon weekend.
No. Anyway, 4 games in. Been here for about 3 hours. Next up, we got the Dragons v the Broncos. Now, this is desperation stakes for the Broncos. I hate the Broncos this year. I loved them, but now I hate them. Dragons 240. Which in brackets to me means value. Broncos $1.58. Line 4.5. The total 52.5 points. Monsieur Courbet, how are you seeing it? What are you doing? How are you seeing it? What are you doing?
I think the Broncos are basically done for this season. Raiders most likely going to win, so can't really see them showing up. I know Carrigan's back. That might be a huge in, but they haven't won at Cogra since 1998. So
Holy shit.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. The Dragons, they've won 7 of their 9 home games this season. And then I go to a try scorer. The right centre has scored the most tries against the Dragons. So I'm taking Katoni Staggs, who has scored in each of his last 2 games against the Dragons. Dragons win at home to finish off the season. Katoni Staggs scores a consolation try for the Broncos, and that is $6.34.
Rando,
I don't mind that.
Rando, that gets me fucking hard, dude.
that's a good
I'm very much in camp. Fuck you, down in camp. You curse the Broncos, and I just want to see this curse roll on forevermore. I've got the Dragons into Mogga into Lomax, $9.20.
I am also on the fuck Denningham, who's a friend, bandwagon.
He's a dear friend.
No, dear friend, but fuck him. And he's jinxed the Broncos because he didn't take his shirt off and hit Music Bars in the podcast with us. And until he does, that curse will never be broken. And it'll be one of those ones in like 102 years' time, like the curse of the Bambino and shit in baseball. I've got the Dragons, and then I'm just trying to find some Val Holmes, but not Val Holmes, just value. Tyson Gamble responsibly. I've just wanted to be able to say that on the show, and I may have said it once before. But
Yeah,
I'm
you've
saying
said
it.
it.
You've already said it, and it didn't come off.
That's where it's got to come off sometime, right? So now it's going to be there. And then I'm also throwing in Payne Haas, who's been criticised recently.
Has he been a pain in the ear?
Haas, thank you, Daily Telegraph headlines. He has been under scrutiny of late because everyone's like, Haas wants $1 million. Who would you pick, Haas or Carrigan? Carrigan's back. Carrigan's out. Broncos suck. What's going to happen? I think Payne scores, and I think Gamble score, but I think the Dragons win. It's Payne 79.92.
So you are conserving units.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious now.
Just trying to find value.
I think that's
NTT
pretty
reminds me a lot of
obvious.
DDP.
Yeah, but like, you know, You were getting away with it earlier, but now you're not. And your next best, it just reinforces what you do. You're conserving units, and it's fucking sad as all get out.
We'll see.
You know what this is? It's the demise of a once great civilization where you just see this is what the end of Rome looks like, dude. Like just this fucking loser on the way down. Just what about life?
No. Well, you just wait and see. Rome's coming back, dude. Rome is coming back.
Singing beneath the sand.
Mad King Tiger.
No, dude. Rome's coming back. Sebo, what are you doing?
Look, this is one of those games that you just, as soon as you even open the market, you're like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I really don't. So I just thought, throw a little, a net out there and try to get another Stags while I'm at it, just because, like, that's how I'm going to have fun here. Like, I can't find value or a bet that I'm excited by, so go to something that I know, Wrangler Stags, and then Reynolds. I think I've got him on a Broncos multi before. I just, as much as, I'm off the Broncos as well, it's like, I do love Adam. And Adam, I just want you to, like, this isn't on you, this demise. This is on something else, but it's not on you. So you just go over for a try as well and just show that you're doing your part. And I'm going to net Stags in the process. And that is getting me $7.60. Yeah, that's right.
Not much value for those two try scorers when Stags barely scores and Reynolds is a half.
No, but
okay.
at least I'm having a crack.
You're having a crack.
Yeah, I'm not just trying to, throw down $100 multis.
No.
Yeah.
But if you did a 79 one, I'd respect it. Libby dribbler, Eddie, what's he doing?
Broncos minus 18.5 into Stags.
Jesus.
Plus 14.41. I hate
Broncos
it.
minus 18.5?
Into Stags for 2. I hate
That's
that.
absurd.
I hate
That's
that.
absurd.
No one's wrangled 2+ Stags.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of that game. Let's get into some real shit. Next, we've got Cows v Panthers. Now, the Panthers have rested their entire side. I think actually 13 players. I don't know if that's correct. But the Cowboys are almost unbackable at $1.11. Panthers $6.75. The line 18.5 points and the total 47.5 points.
What's your end of Rome bet?
You want me end of Rome? Should I start end of Rome? Or should I finish end of Rome?
No, start end of Rome.
Start end of Rome? All right, my end of Rome. Nanai and Hiku anytime. I think that's pretty conservative, right? That's me just trying to make minor
He doesn't
changes
score
to
many
the
tries, but sure.
No, but any time he does.
Not really.
No. But where you're getting real juice, end of Rome juice, is both wingers to have doubles. I don't think it's that crazy, to be honest. It might be end of Rome in number, but if you think Felt will score 2, Tuolangi scores 2, Hiku and Nanai anytime, 73-45, Rome ain't ending. This is going to bring Rome back.
Rome didn't come back.
Rome never came back.
Right, but I'm bringing Rome back. I'm changing the course of history.
Are you bringing Rome back?
Well, Rome is fucking back now. Rome's doing pretty good. I went to Rome a couple of years ago. Lovely place. Lovely place. Very hot, though.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Too hot. I've got Jerome Nanai. Jeremiah, rather. I've got Tuolangi because he scores every fucking week. And I've got Reece Robson. I just see him nipping out a fucking dummy half and scoring a meaty 13.78 against, basically a New South Wales Cup Panthers side. Rando?
Just trying to find value here. $1.11 for the Cowboys is a bit too low for my liking. Minus 18.5 might be a bit of a stretch. This is still the Penrith Panthers we're talking about. I know they're missing 10 players, which is a fair shout. But I am taking Penrith plus 18.5, not minus 18.5. That's a bit crazy. And I'm taking Murray Taulagi to score a try for the Cowboys just to boost a little bit of value into there. He's at $3.81, and the left winger has scored the most tries against the Panthers. So you put those two together, $3.87. It's weak. It's little. I'm a Cowboy supporter. I'm pulling that shit. But yeah,
It's bold though, even plus 18. I respect it.
I think it's a very high line, and I was mentioning it last time the Cowboys had that line, that 4 out of the last 5 home teams with a 3-try converted.
Is Tommy Dearden back? Is that nut recovered?
He's in the 21 jersey, but I think they'll just watch and see what happens, because I think if the Eels beat the Storm, I think the Cowboys don't move down below 4th, so they might not.
Do you have any update on Tommy's nut?
I've seen photos. He has sent me photos.
Okay, good.
And
How's it looking?
Pretty tragic.
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
If if it meant the Cowboys won the comp this year, but you had to give up your nut, not both of them, just one of them for Tommy Dearden, what do you do?
I give him the left.
You give it to
Give
him.
him the left.
Wow.
Does your left hang low?
Yeah.
Does it wobble to and fro?
My left, too, hangs the lowest.
I think my left does, but I can't off the top of my
Yeah, I
head. I'd
think
have to
so.
go check.
Yeah.
Does everyone? Is that just a
It's a
thing?
dead heat.
I think
It's a
my
dead
left is definitely lower. Like on a, on the day where they're hanging, so
Yeah.
or temperature or whatever.
It's
it is.
36 degrees.
Yeah.
And the boy, and you're not wearing undies.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
boys are out.
I hope you're not out of the house. If you leave the house with undies on a 36-degree day, like,
No, I'm walking around the house.
unless it's boardies. But like even then, if you're,
No, but you get meshed up.
Yeah.
I
No,
actually
you get the boardies with
I
the
prefer
little-
the non-mesh boardies because I feel like they get filled with sand and it's a bit of a fucking shit show. I prefer boardies where it's all out. But I won't be like walking around, Westfield in ballless, like sort of just free balling.
Didn't you you used to swim in white boardies, see-through, did you not?
Yeah, and I didn't realize my dick was completely visible. For
So
like
walking
fucking-
around Westfield's the least you fucking poor.
I don't have a problem. It's just more walking around with wet, salty balls. It's my
I
problem.
won't
On
do
a
that.
hot
I'll
day.
always have a fresh air.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Anyway,
Good
to know.
Sebo, what are you doing?
Yeah, look, I saw the odds before I saw the team, and I just saw the odds, and I'm like, okay, Penrith must be resting people. I didn't even go look. I don't like trying to do too much when things like when players are being rested. I don't vibe it. I don't know what to do, so I just go first try scorers. I'm going Nanai because he's like fifth in the list. He's paying $12.50, but he's scored like the third most amount of tries this year. I think it's like
Is he there leading?
He's like third in the whole comp,
Yeah.
and so I figured.
He's
Perfect
like
week for him.
19 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Cows. I was talking to Jez, Cows
19?
fan. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, where the hell did Nanai come from?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember talking about Nanai last year. Like,
No.
I don't. And then now he's just
A fucking female.
Origin.
Yeah.
So $12.50, first time I've been on him for first try scorer. I wouldn't mind getting it. Not expecting, like, I'm not putting the pressure on him that he has to. I'm not saying this is like an AJ first time try scorer. So yeah,
Love
a
it.
chilled FTS.
A chilled FTS.
Yeah.
What's Lippy doing? What's Mateo doing?
Mateo has got Panthers win. Scotty
Sorensen.
Yeah, I wrote that in because I couldn't spell Sorensen.
Sure.
So I wrote Scotty
and,
Sorensen.
and Valentine Holmes anytime try score $59.03. Lippy's all over the map.
Well, he
That's
actually had kick out, but kick out he sent it to me with it like this morning before the odds were in or the teams were in as well. He had kick out, and I just gave him Scotty Soz.
Tough titties, Lippy. That's what you get.
Yeah.
We move on. We have the Knights and we have the Sharks. Sunday, 2 p.m.
Are you still
Poosling
here?
Essential.
Are you still here?
Are you still
Game
here?
Are you still here?
Knights 620, Sharks $1.13, line 18.5, the total 54.5. Rando, I feel like you're going to have a little fucking flicker at this line potentially, or maybe not. Looking at your bet.
I'm taking the Sharks 13 plus here. I think the Knights, they have, the Sharks, they've lost their last 3 in Newcastle, but they've actually won their last 4 Sunday games at the venue as well. So I'm taking that Sunday, sunny day up there in Newcastle. So I'm taking the Sharks 13 plus. Then just to get some value out of this one, I've done a Tommy bet here. Ronaldo Mulatalo, I really like. First, second, or third try scorer. Usually scores very early in that. And we also know the Knights right edge are bleeding points too to Marzu last weekend. So Mulatalo, first, second, or third try scorer. And then finishing it off with Jesse Ramian. Just to round off some value there. Ramian 5 tries in his 6 games against Newcastle. And on top of that, the Knights are letting in 27% on their left edge defence. So I just see Ramian running in and scoring a try. Put those two together, you should get only $8.76, but I'll take it.
I actually don't hate it in terms of the value. Like, although you got 3 things there, it's not
Yeah.
it's a pretty like.
Well, Sharks 13 plus is locked.
You would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tully will score.
Ramian's the one that I've just struggled with Ramian almost my entire life. So I always am trepidatious.
Yeah, me and Jesse don't get on that well.
I'm trepidatious. Apparently one of the great dicks in NRL, and that's not a joke. I've heard
Looking or sizing?
Sizen.
Perfect. I'll come in over the top. I'm going to have Ronaldo Mulatalo for 2+ tries against the fucking Knights. The Sharks, if my math's correct, want to win this to ensure home finals throughout. They come second, or they shore up second if they win this. So there's a lot to play for. Nico Hines with us here in the comp, he scores. And Talakai, who's gone, injury, not in the side, missing from the try scorers sheet. I think he goes over 22.78.
Sebo?
I am feeling someone's going to get a hat trick against
Hattie.
the Knights. Yeah, I really do. Like, I just think the Knights are just a lost cause for this season. Hopefully they can rebuild, come back, and, put on some good performances. But I think the Sharks aren't in, like, rest mode that maybe the Roosters are, which I don't think they will be. I think they're out there to just feast and just go, we're going to get second, we're going to be, like home semi-final stuff, and we're going to put our best show. So, Hattie, I'm just going the favourite for a Hattie, which is Mulatalo. He scored 2 last weekend. Just need to get 1 more against the Knights. And then I think the Sharks will obviously win 13 plus doing that. And then the last little bit is Ramian. I like what Rando said. I think he's going to eat apart their right side. Like, the Sharks are going to put 50 on him, I think. So it's just like, try come up with like the best kind of bet you can there. So those things, Mulatalo Hattie, Ramey and Sharks 13 plus is 24.43.
I think their worst game in Newcastle in those Sunday games, their lowest score was 30. So they put on 62.48 as well.
I assume they win, right? Like, they're clearly going to beat the Knights, but I was hesitant to go lines, and even like I couldn't be fucked to even pick a winner, even though they're going to win. But like 13 plus, like I was a little bit disappointed in their performance against the Dogs. Even though the Dogs done all right, and your stats were phenomenal, I still thought they'd thump the Dogs, hump the Dogs, pump the Dogs. I am just going for a bit of a let's bring Rome back bet here. Talakai, Hines and Nakora any time for the Sharks. I don't think that's wild. I think that'll happen. And then Young from the Knights, just because Young scores, and he'll probably be the only person to score. And he might not score at all because the Knights very well may not score any points. But if they do, it might be Young. So you go Talakai, Hines, Nakora, Young, 33-35. Watch the comeback of Rome, punters.
Look, I'll at least say that one somewhat. It's a good tax plan as they're trying to regain some revenue for the capital.
Yeah.
But, it's still falling, but that's at least a little bit of bit of fiscal policy that might actually give him another couple of years.
Exactly.
234 to 1 into 79.92 into 73.45 into 33.35.
Just need a couple to hit, though, right? And Rome's back. We know that. We know that.
You're reminding me a lot of that walking Phoenix Emperor who wanted to do things with his sister.
What was it? Well, what was his
Commodus.
Commodus,
yeah.
Now,
real Commodus vibes, dude.
Commodus, I don't know whether that was he. Did Rome fall under his reign? Because if it didn't, then
the Emperor fell, and then Maximus reinstated the Senate on his death.
So we're not worried there. I'm not Commodus. I might even be Maximus.
But that's not what happened in history.
Well, it's good. Yep. So that's not a factual.
No.
Sharks. Lippy has got Sharks minus 20.5. He's got Ronaldo. He's got Talakai at 5.28. I just don't like the minus 20.5. Everything else I like, but I think we move on. What do you think?
What are we into the third hour here, Tobler?
Fourth hour. How you doing, Ed?
Fucking hanging on by a thread.
We've had
a
long day at Hello Sports Studios. Next we got Tigers v the Raiders. Last game of the round. And we have got the Tigers 3.70, Raiders $1.28, the line 12.5, and the total is 49.5 points. Eddie, I'm going to let you get yours out first so you can exhale, so you can lay down.
I'll just go for a little power nap after this.
Yep.
I think the Raiders win. I think that a team that needs to win to make the 8 against the West Tigers, who have basically shot up the spoon, hump well. If I look for humpers of note, humpers that I respect, humpers that I'm prepared to get on the back of, Sebastian Chris and Hudson Young are 2 throbbers that come to mind. You put them together, 10.90.
Huddy Young doesn't mind a try.
Yeah, I had that exact same bet a couple of weeks ago, and it got up for me.
Maybe you inspired me, buddy, because I like those two.
Huddy Young loves a try.
Control C, Control V, maybe.
He can just do it by himself as well. He doesn't need to be put through a line. Huddy Young just figures
Did he grub it to himself one day?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Huddy gets it.
weapon.
Yeah. Huddy humps.
Yeah.
So,
Sebo, what are you doing?
Yeah, I am just going 2 try scorers here. I'm going Sebi Chris. He's been doing it for me recently. Love Sebi Chris. And then Rapana. Just because he scored in the first minute the other day.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, okay, give him a multi next week. You scored in the first minute. Like, that's how it happens.
That's literally how I decided my bet this week.
And that just gets you $3.71. That's it. That's me. Open the door, Secret Society.
I literally picked Rapana first, second, third try scorer off the back of him scoring in the first minute as well against Manly. And then Xavier Savage also, who scored against Manly, and I just saw his blinding speed. But if you put Rapana first, second or third into Savage anytime, that's $9.76. I think it's pretty good value against a Tigers side who's going to get humped.
Yeah,
so, I think that's all right. Rando.
As you guys mentioned, a must-hump game for the Raiders.
Must-hump game.
Must-hump game.
Must-hump game.
They will win well. Raiders 13+. 6 of their last 9 wins against the Tigers, and I think they've won 9 of their last 10 against them, have been by 13+ points, so they have been humping them recently. Jordan Rapana scores here 13 tries in 10 games against the Tigers, and we all know that every team in the last 3 weeks have peppered the right-hand side attack against the West Tigers, shocking left. And then I was really pissed off that I didn't jump on Jaden Sewer because I know that the Tigers are leaking tries non-stop to right second rowers. Who's good value for this one and playing off the bench at right second rower is Corey Harawira-Naira. I reckon he goes in for a try as well, continues that trend of right second rowers scoring tries. You put them all together, and as my final regular season bet, that gets you $10.97, 7 cents above Eddie.
Love that. 7 cents above Eddie, which is what we need. That's what we all need. Lippy dribbler.
Tigers 0 tries into White in any time, 39.91. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I just don't.
It's impossible to hate that.
I just don't hate it.
They have scored 0 tries a couple of times.
Dude, can I tell you the Tigers 0 tries as they cement the spoon really fucking turns me on. I think that's a great bet.
Yeah, I do as well. That's the regular season of Rugby League. Thank you very much to KO for your support during this regular season. We love you, KO. Thank you, KO. Cheers to KO. Now, we've got the UFC Fight Night. Cyril Gane, Tai Tuivasa, Western Sydney's realist, in France, which is cool. I think it might be one of the first UFC events in France.
The first.
The first. And then we've got Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori. Or Martin Vettori? Marvin Vettori? Marvin. On the undercard, or as the co-main. We'll go with the undercard first of Whittaker v. Vettori. I've just got Rob Whittaker knockout. I don't know why I've got that. Obviously, I'm a patriotic Australian who just fucking loves my country, and I've made mistakes in the past when it comes to my countrymen, and specifically Alexander Volkanovski, which
pound for pound champ,
one of the greatest of all time. And so I'm just not fucking dealing with it anymore. The blowback was too severe, deservedly so. I hate Marvin Vettori because he's a gimp, and I want Rob to just put on a performance and knock him out. So that's me. I don't know what the odds are because we're recording this before the odds are out. So the odds are on screen now.
Tom, it's nice to hear you come back because the sacrilege that you performed on behalf of the pound-for-pound champion, Alexander Volkanovski, was nothing short of deplorable.
Treasonous.
We've been over that. Treasonous. People were calling for your removal from the continent. I think it was a bit over the top, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I think Rob wins. I'm not confident in anything other than a decision. I know it's short, but I'm still on my boy. He hasn't knocked someone out for a long, long time. I think he goes out there and just fucking grinds out a W. Why? To keep himself in the sniff for the belt that he fucking long deserves to regain.
Sweet.
Whittaker decision.
Randa.
Taking Rob Whittaker decision as well. His last 5 wins have been by decision, and Marvin Vettori, all 7 of his UFC losses have been by decision. So if Whittaker's going to do it, he's going to do it in decision.
Sebastian.
Because I know nothing about UFC, and I know it's 2 Aussies in these fights, I'm just going for them to win. One's short, one's long. Whittaker's $1.95. Ties
$1.45.
$1.45. Ties at 480.
Yep, which is juice. There's
I'll
juice
take
there.
it. And I like, even though I don't know anything about UFC, I know that he knocks him out and doesn't have the motor to go 5 rounds for a decision. But I'm just going clean wins. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
I thought your rule with UFC was $13 or up, but that's fine. You obviously changed, and everyone has the right to change. No one has to be locked into anything.
Well, I think you changed when you were in silk pajamas.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Life hard to maintain the same.
Like I'll happily take a house sparkling or a prosecco at a bar, but if you can afford it,
You'll go for the bougie
I'll
shit.
go for the actual champagne.
Yeah, I get you. No, I get you. Now, we do move to Cyril Gahn v Tai Tuivasa. Seba, you've already said you're going Thai just for the win at 480. Cyril Gahn, one of the more fucking mobile heavyweights you've ever seen. Kickboxer. Fucking did a job against Derek Lewis. But again, what do I do here when I refuse to go against Countryman after the blowback I faced? I just go Thai for a fucking knockout. If he's paying 480 for a win, the knockout has to be juicier than that.
It wouldn't be much, though.
It wouldn't be much juicier, but it's juicier. So I'm taking Thai for a knockout, odds on screen. Thai for a knockout, odds on screen. He's just got to land.
I think
he's just got to get in there and land.
I think you can move it to 5s. Like against Derek Lewis, at points you were like, dear God, this isn't going well. I remember he was getting back off his feet, and Derek's just giving it to him, and that kid from Mount Druitt's going, fuck you, bruh. He got up, and he was pissed off, and then, boom, elbow cunt. See you later. Good night. That's possible. That is possible in the UFC. So you got to go bam, bam, KO. It'll be 5-ish. $5-ish. That's what I'm on.
Rando.
I'm going Bam Bam, absolutely KO as well.
Yeah, bro.
4 wins, KO, and that's all you need to know.
Marlon Rando.
Dude, you look like a young Marlon
dude.
Brando.
A Greek Marlon Rando, dude.
There we go. I'll take
Dude,
that.
fuck yeah, bro.
I'll take that.
Marlon.
You take Marlon.
You take Marlon.
60 years' time, Godfather.
Yeah, fuck
right
yeah,
here.
dude.
That's it.
Hopefully you don't age like Marlon.
Yeah.
Hopefully you keep that tight bod.
Well, Marlon.
Marlon blew out.
But Marlon let himself blow out.
Well, Marlon blew out.
Could afford to.
Yeah, he could have. Well, he couldn't really. It's probably what killed him. But Marlon blew out.
He could afford to, but not from a life perspective.
No one can afford to, but he could afford to.
Yeah.
Marlon, one of the great fucking indulgent pigs.
There was like
May he rest in
there's a
peace.
story
I don't
about
think
there's a story about Marlon where like he went to shoot a movie maybe in the island somewhere, Tahiti perhaps, and he would just apparently he would film for about 45 minutes a day and just go off and do decadent things for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Come back another 45.
Yeah.
Filming was ballooned out from months to years.
refused to learn the lines, and someone have to stand off screen with his fucking cards and shit.
Yeah, like what's it, Apocalypse Now? They had some, I mean, it turned out great.
Great film.
But, like, there were some weird stories of just, like, what Marlon was up
Shout out to Marlon.
Shout out to Marlon. May he rest in peace eternally with God up in heaven. What are we going first? The Unit Scooper or the Kitchen Sink Multi?
Unit Scooper.
Okay, Unit Scooper. Chance to change our lives. Chance to change the stars. Edward, what are you doing?
I am going to this week. Fuck it, yeah. I would like some units, 100%. So I'm going to go to try scores that I think will score. Sevo, AJ, Nanai, Brimo, Talakai, $48.
That's a great bet.
That's good.
That's a great bet.
That's good. That's a good
nice.
scooper.
Yeah.
That's that prime
If I
scooping
scoop that
thing, yeah.
48, bro.
Yeah, different. Life's different. Life's different.
Baby, I'm positive, babe.
Life's different. Sebo, what are you doing?
I'm going, like, just a few things here. I'm taking a leaf out of Tom's book here of the first, second, third try scorers, and I'm going 2 of them. So I'm going AJ because that's just obvious. Like, I know it's against the Roosters, so it could be quite tight, but that doesn't mean someone's going to get over at one point, and that will be AJ. First, second, or third. And then Rapinoe. He scored in the first minute the other day. Like, how much more evidence do you need that he knows how to get over early? And then just throw in a Nanai because he's versing a Penrith kind of B-side. Just those 3 things, 19-14. $190.
Okay.
No, that's
hang on.
well for a $10. Well,
$190.
sorry for if you put $10 on. Yeah.
Sure.
So I just was put off by everything because you choked, and so I just was like I couldn't get back to anything you were saying. It's a good bet though. I do like it. I think it's good. AJ Rapana first, second, third. So AJ and Rapana, either of them, both of them first, second,
Both
third,
of them first, second, third.
and then Nanai. Rando, what are you doing?
bit of a try scorer smoothie here, hitting all 8 games, all left wingers as well. Mike Sevo, 35 tries in 34 games against at Combank. The Fox running down, he scored 1 in every 4 tries the Dogs have scored this season. He'll do it again against Manly. AJ, 9 tries in his last 4 games against the Roosters. He'll score. We've got Montoya, talked about 28 tries in 23 games that the Titans are conceding to left wingers. He'll score. Oates, the Dragons are conceding the most tries to left wingers. The Broncos scored most of their tries through Corey Oates, so I'm taking Corey Oates to score. Murray Taulagi, Panthers are conceding the most tries to left wingers. He'll score. Then we go to the next game. Mulatalo was talking about him just before. The Knights conceding 20 tries in 23 games to left wingers. He'll score. And then to end it off, Jordan Rapana, 13 tries in 10 games against the Tigers.
That was all off the dome. He wasn't looking at anything. He didn't look at a fucking thing. The man didn't look at a fucking thing.
He lives and breathes his work.
50 to 1.
But
$10 on that 500.
He didn't. He didn't. Don't choke again. If you're going to choke, don't speak. But if you're going to speak, speak. He didn't look at a thing, Eddie.
He is the random stats guy. He is the embodiment, Tom, of his work.
I was watching the man in a tight white top with veins in his arms, scabs on his elbows. He's picked it off. He's de-scabbed.
It came off. It was flickering off.
Where's that scab gone?
But the scab just
he
fell off.
He picked his scab off.
The scab was out to here, and I was like, it's either going to be Tom tells me to rip it off, or I just rip it off right now.
Where is it?
Where's the scab gone?
My cup. It's in my cup.
Oh, God.
Okay.
The wheels are falling off. The wheels are falling off.
Tobler just shotgunned it.
Yeah. This is fucking... Here we were singing his praises, yeah. Picking scabs and flicking them about the studio. He's got comfortable quick, didn't he? He got comfortable quick, this cunt.
I was like, bro, there's a scab.
There's a scab in here. Get the fucking Dyson out.
Didn't hit the velvet. Did not hit the velvet.
This prick's throwing scabs around the studio.
Holy shit.
Oh.
He didn't want to be in that cup, bro.
He's looking
Holy shit.
All right.
It's late.
It's late.
It's bedtime.
Wheels are falling off. I've got a smoothie myself. Shock horror. I'm going Coates in the Storm Eels game anytime. Addo-Carr in the Manly Dogs game. Joey Manu in the Roosters Rabbits. Brimo in the Warriors Gold Coast. Stags in the Titans Broncos. Nanai in the Cows Penrith. Mulatalo Knights Sharks. And Savage Raiders Tigers. That is going to pay a motherfucker $380.07.
Oof.
It's not bad.
Season ender.
Daddy goes to the top of the pops. What is our Lippy doing?
Suali'i first try scorer, Indahini first goal scorer, $80 neat.
This guy's sure, but this guy has probably been. This is no disrespect to Mateo, who I know has given us free drinks before, but he might be one of the most forgettable Lippies I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, can I be honest with you, Mateo? And I'm sorry to tell you this, so forgettable that you didn't even really get a narrative.
Eddie.
Whoa! Eddie, dude! What the fuck? This guy is one of the great guys, and he's fucking...
Sorry, bro. Is what it is.
Maybe that's his narrative.
Yeah.
His narrative is he's the least memorable fucking Lippy of all time.
His narrative is you didn't get one.
Yeah. Which is now a narrative in and of itself.
Listen, you were picked last
Yeah.
in school fucking handball. And
Yeah,
shit.
well, for this show, certainly. Kitchen Sink Multi, which thankfully the Lippy isn't involved in. I've gone Jeremiah Nanai anytime at 240. That just seems like such good value for the game.
I like it. It juices. It helps juice.
Yeah.
I've gone Ronaldo Mulatalo. I think he's likely to score a hattie. So one try, $1.53. I'll take that.
I don't know why I put him in there, but AJ. Again,
Shock
don't know
horror.
Dude, that's so weird, dude.
And Sebastian.
Talakai. I just feel the Sharks are going to just eat the night. It's going to be 50-something.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are the odds for that? We haven't got that in there. Can we get that up quickly? Just
13.33.
13.33 for that. 13.33. And with that announcement, we are fucking done. Shout out again to Neds for sponsoring the show. We very much appreciate you. Shout out to Mateo of, you had a crack, bro. But, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone for watching. Gamble responsibly if you are going to have a punt. And one more shout out for Mateo. We'll see you next week.